These delicious looking naan breads are pillowy and yet very crispy, a perfect accompaniment for curries or stews or just by themselves as snacks. Hey guys, I'm Chef Wainaina and I'm sharing with you today this very simple recipe of yeast naan bread made 3 different ways. Let's get into it. All the ingredients for this recipe are already measured. Start by adding into this bowl about a cup of water that I have already pre-warmed in the microwave. This is about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Add 1 sachet of active dry yeast and half a teaspoon of sugar. Set this aside to allow the yeast to start activating. As the yeast proves, I have about 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Into it, add a teaspoon of salt. You always don't want to mix salt with yeast, so it goes into the flour. Just gives it a slight mix and set it aside. Wait for the yeast to finish activating. This yeast has been proving for about 10 minutes. As you can see, it's already starting to form bubbles. The sugar acts as the food for the yeast, and also the bubbles are a good indication that your yeast is alive. So now add the flour into the bowl. I'll leave like 1/4 cup aside. This is a 1/3 cup of yogurt. Add a tablespoon of olive oil and then bring all these together with this spatula. At first your dough will look wet, but you don't want to get worried with this. Once it all comes together, move it onto the board. Now, using clean hands, you want to start kneading this dough. Just start working the gluten. Just fold it into itself. Good time now to use the rest of the flour. Pull it with your palm to develop those gluten that are very essential in bread making. I've been working this dough for about 10 minutes, stretching already, so the gluten is nice and formed. All we need now is to prove this dough. Apply some oil on my hands, bring it all together. This is the same bowl that we used before. So this dough goes in. Cover with a plastic wrap and a kitchen towel, and then set it in a warm place or in your oven preferably until it's doubled in size. So traditionally, after the naan bread comes from tandoori, it's brushed with ghee and garlic that gives it that nice garlicky flavor, and then it's garnished with some cilantro. Grate this garlic with a microplane. Transfer this garlic into the ghee, and then I'll microwave this for a minute just to bring the flavors together. Give this a stir and have it rest just to have the ghee absorb all those garlic flavors. This dough has been rising for about an hour. It's doubled in size. So all I need to do is just punch the air and then just move it onto the board. So now all I need to do with this now is just to portion it. So you cut this according to your size. This will probably give us between 8 and 10 medium-sized naans. With my hands slightly floured, take this piece here, bring it all together. I like to tuck it in. Then you get this rough round ball. Put it aside. I'll take the next one. Just a tiny amount of flour. We don't need any more extra flour here, so just keep bringing it in. Get that smooth ball. And then I'll keep doing this until I'm all done. On to the last piece here. Just do the same. Tuck it in. Now, as always for me, I'll move this into a sheet pan. Just slightly dusted. We need this dough to rest for another about 10 minutes or so. The resting of the dough will help us in rolling. These doughs are all nicely relaxed. Time to start rolling them into our naans. So just slightly flour this board. Take one of these and then just using your hands, stretch it a little bit. At this point, you can make them into whatever shape that you desire. Traditional tandoori naans are irregular because they are stuck on the side of the tandoori oven. All we want here is just to stretch this into a rectangle. Actually, I don't mind if it gets stuck on the board. It's even much easier for my rolling. So in the meanwhile, I have a cast iron that is heating. So that will be our first way of making naan. Make it as thin as you want or just as thick. This looks good so far. The next step is just to add some cilantro. And then just gently roll it into your naan bread. And this naan is ready to go on the pan. This cast iron is almost smoking. Carefully lay the naan bread onto it. So after a couple seconds, the naan will start bubbling. So you want it to brown at the bottom without necessarily burning it. We are cooking our first naan the same way you'll do a chapati. Once it gets color at the bottom, you want to lift it carefully and then just turn it. And then you automatically notice the beautiful color right there. Give this a look. So lift this off the pan. So as our first naan cooked, I've gone ahead and rolled the second one here. So all I need to do with this one is just dab it with some water, just wet it, and then we are going to lift this onto the cast iron skillet. So the wet side down, so the water will form the glue that will help it to stick. Once this naan bubbles and it starts to cook, we are going to flip it and cook it directly onto the flames. This will mimic the tandoori where the bread is stuck on the sides of the oven that is so hot it comes out with those beautiful chars that it's traditionally known for, and also the crispiness. So this naan is all bubbled. Just lift it with a towel and then invert it and then onto the flames. You want to be careful at this point because you don't want to burn it. You can always give it a look. This naan is all charred and it's ready to come out. Once it releases, for my third way of making naan, I'll put it on top of the cast iron skillet. Just lay it the same way. But instead of finishing it on the stove, I will set this in the oven that is set on broiler. And the rack set on top. This is looking good in the oven on broiler setting. As you can see, it's nicely charred. We can actually remove it, mimicking the tandoori oven. So the last batch of naans, I finished them in the oven. Right on top, you get those beautiful chars and those bubbles. And then we have the first two that we did here. This is what we did on our stove. So to enjoy this, all you do, remember our garlic and ghee, brush it right on top of this beautiful naan. And you get that. You can definitely use butter, olive oil will also work. Finishing is up to your imagination. Scallions will do. Give it a bite. So friends, I hope you have your curry or masala ready because this naan bread is calling just for that to dip into it and you get to enjoy. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Just remember to subscribe, comment, leave me a like, and remember, you can make naan in your own kitchen. You can pick any one of those 3 ways and they are perfectly going to work for you. Thanks again. See you soon.